Yo guys, it's LZ.OTB. I'm back on a reaction video, man, and today we have got a requested reaction. It's not a music video for once. Today we have got HSM, the largest crew taken down in rap history. Now big up, I'm gonna say this person is probably gonna be the comment will probably be on the screen. Big up Spookster, man. This guy, since he's been subscribed to me, man, he's been giving me some video ideas. He's been telling me a lot about Boston Joe, you get me? And I just want to say a big shout out to him, car. You know what I mean? He's the one that, well, he or she, you know what I mean? They're the one that's, you know, requesting all of these stuff, you get me? So big up them. Big up also Trap Geek as well, because he was the one that also made this video, which I'm about to react to. So if you guys want to go show him some love, if you haven't already, if you don't know the UK man, if you don't know who Trap Geek is, man, his channel will be down in the description. The actual video will be down in the description. Just go sub to him, go show him some love, you know what I mean? Tell him that LeeRosee told you, you know, LeeRosee brought you there, you get me, and all them things there, you get me? But yeah, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. At this time, I'm recording for 350 subscribers. Should get to 400 before the end of the year. Being the background was made by Feel Like on the Beat. I always use his beats. His channel will be down in the description. Get this video up to 15 likes, 16. You get me? Comment down below what other reaction videos you want me to do. But yeah, let's get straight into it. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm really tired because I spent the whole day literally just reacting to videos for you, man. So I hope you guys enjoy it. But yeah, let's get straight into this one.
This operation was intended to dismantle the NOB gang and take the most violent members of that gang off the street.
I don't expect to see these individuals out on the street the next day wearing a bracelet.
31 members and associates of Dorchester-based NOB street gang are now facing federal charges. Some were arrested this morning during raids in various parts of the state, including this city in Attleboro.
Alright, we gotta talk about the NOB story. Probably one of the wildest things we've seen in a while. Also one of the biggest RICO cases in rap history. I'm talking 31 people taken down for RICO conspiracy spanning from Boston to Cape Cod to Maine and all across Massachusetts. So the faces of NOB are two rappers by the name of G Fredo and 7981 Cal. They got tracks with Polo G, Mozzie, but they're pretty slept on in the mainstream. Everybody locally knows them, especially the feds who had been watching for years. And they actually started to build a case against them in 2019 when they noticed these dudes were recreating murder scenes in their music videos that had gone unsolved in the city. They were filming music videos on their ops block, burning their ops' hats, and super reckless shit. The feds were able to connect these music videos to a larger RICO conspiracy involving murders, beatings, bank fraud, pimping.
Now this is why, you know, when you do like music videos, this is why like you need to be very careful what you're doing, because the feds can watch you. The feds know what you're doing, you get me? Don't think that the feds don't have YouTube. Don't think that the feds don't have Spotify. Don't think the feds have Spotify. Or, sorry, I already said that. Don't think the feds have SoundCloud listening to your songs. Don't think the feds don't have YouTube or a phone. They're not watching your videos. Bro, they are, bro. Yeah, like you have to stay woke, bro. You have to stay woke, man.
That's it. Super reckless shit.
Like you can't be doing this like this. You get me? Like you're obviously gonna get caught doing this.
Conspiracy involving murders, beatings, bank fraud, pimping rings, and coke and fentanyl distribution across several state lines.
In fact, a couple of them were wearing GPS bracelets while committing their alleged.
What's crazy is the NOB gang knew this was coming. The rapper 7981 Cal even released a song called Rico a couple days ago. They could feel the walls closing in. Now, we're gonna get into all this, but before we do, check out my song of the day. This is my guy Foggy Raw. Let's go.
Hey, I'm extreme. Can't give up finessing in my dream. Sing a song to your sweetie and falsetto like the dream. Shorty not a 10, she a bean. Damn, it's VV lit. Damn, it's a BB drip. Damn, I'm on TV lit.
That's enough, man. Let's get into this, man. Oh, you gotta hit me with an ad, yeah. Say nothing, man. Get your money. Get your money.
In order to
man.
understand this story, we gotta go to one hood in particular in Boston called Dorchester. And this is the home of the NOB gang. Now, NOB stands for the three streets that they rep: Norton, Olney, and Berry Street. And they've had this huge beef with 2 blocks that are literally 5 minutes away from them in both directions. Holmes Avenue.
You see, that's why I don't get it. Why are you beefing blocks that are literally about 5-10 minutes away from you? Like, bro, I know, like, some of you are like, oh, like, bro, for us, it's like, it's the same thing. Like, mandem are beefing other mandem that are literally about 5 to 10 or, like, literally right next to them. Like, why? Like, what's the point, man? What's the point? They're 5 minutes away from you.
That they rep Norton, Olney, and Berry Street. And they've had this huge beef with 2 blocks that are literally 5 minutes away from them in both directions. Holmes Avenue to the south and Camrose Street to the east. Now what's crazy is most, if not all, the members of NOB are Cape Verdean. See, a lot of people don't know this, but Boston and the surrounding areas in Massachusetts have the highest Cape Verdean population outside of Cape Verde in the world, because a lot of folks from Cape Verde migrated to Massachusetts to take part in the whaling industry, where they would go off to the sea, hunting for whales for their oil, meat, and whalebone, which that was big business till the 1920s. Then the industry died out. Boston became super gentrified, making rent literally the 3rd most expensive in America, pushing people into hoods. And you ended up with these triple-decker houses, many of which needed Section 8 to survive. But this is where it gets crazy. Not only are NOB mostly Cape Verdean, but the blocks that they're beefing with are also Cape Verdean, so you end up with cases where you literally got some cousins who are fighting each other. Blood cousins from
You know, we have like the same problem here as well. You know what I mean? There are some rappers or some people, some drillers where it's like if my family's in the opposite gang, obviously I'm not going to do anything to him. You get me? Or you know what I mean? Because they're a family, innit? But there's other time when like these man like they take it personal. Like, bro, like this ain't a competition. It really isn't. Like, why are you beefing your own blood cousin? The people that you're killing, they're your own people. You get him? I ain't trying to throw no stigma, no one. Obviously, some people have their reasons. Like, people have their reasons for their beef. You do your thing. But it shouldn't get to the point where you're beefing your own people. Your own blood cousin. Now, that's where I think it gets too far. Obviously, here, it's different over here, you get me? It's kind of like the same thing, you get me? So I ain't trying to discriminate. I ain't trying to be blind to the fact that, oh, it's the same here as well, you get me? I know it's the same here. But I'm just speaking in a grand scheme of things, like, why do we do this? Like, why can't we just all be making music together, blow up together? You get me? At the end of the day, the system is just trying to get us down, trying to get us to basically just stay in the hood. They don't want us winning. They see a black man in a nice car or like nice clothes or something like that, they're thinking he banged fraud. You see a nice man going around like, you know what I mean, music videos, blah blah blah, they're thinking, oh, a nice man in a nice car, they think that it's robbery. You get me? I understand, man, but like it should never get to this point.
Cape Verdean, but the blocks that they're beefing with are also Cape Verdean, so you end up with cases where you literally got some cousins who are fighting each other. Blood cousins from opposite blocks, beefing with each other. I mean, I heard stories of the rapper G Fredo was at a family event with his own ops, and there was so much tension there, they had to separate them on each side of the party away from each other until it just got too hot and they had to cancel the event altogether. Now, in 2017, G Fredo and 7981 Cal started releasing tracks to SoundCloud, and they were documenting everything they were doing in the streets, and this shit was escalating quickly. One day in September of 2017, 7981 Cal and his homie Ricky were casing this Cape Verdean barbershop because they had seen one of their ops from Camrose Street go in there for a shape-up. Now, his name was Bunzo, and the NOB gang were notorious for using these scooters to do hits, because scooters are super mobile, you can get in and out of places that cars can't get into. Yeah. So Bunzo went into the barbershop, and 7981 Cal pulled up on a scooter, following him into the barber's, and allegedly unloaded 30 rounds into him, killing him on the spot. Cal got back on the scooter and dipped. The only problem for them was, at the time, his homie Ricky, who was casing the barbershop with him, was court-ordered to wear a GPS monitor, which gave the Boston PD the GPS info of him driving past the barbershop multiple times before Bunzo was murdered. So the police got all that GPS data to prove that he's doing reconnaissance for the murder. Now, the state didn't act on it right away. Maybe it wasn't enough evidence, maybe they weren't piecing that together, I don't know, and the shit continued to get violent. Right after they killed this guy Bunzo, Cal and G. Fredo made the song Dead Ops, and they were just taunting Cameron Street. And what's wild about the music is G. Fredo and Cal are getting hundreds of thousands of listens on SoundCloud. Meanwhile, their rivals from Cameron Street got no music. None. It's like a one-sided battle in the booth, right? They're beating up on them on the tracks, basically controlling the narrative. And while all this is going on, the NOB gang was spreading their enterprise. They opened up some trap houses where they were packing up heroin, fentanyl, coke, and they had a huge customer network that went as far as Cape Cod in one direction and Maine in the other. If one of the NOB members got booked, someone would take their place, and the money would get relayed back to 7981 Cal, who would pay for their lawyers, give them canteen money. I even heard stories of Cal and G. Fredo getting dressed up as junkies to go down to the crackhead spot in the city, which is an intersection in Boston called the Methadone Mile. And they would do deals as crackheads. But the problem was the state was onto them, right? The Boston police had several undercover officers playing the role of addicts who went to go make purchases off NOB members who were dealing. They had transaction records through text and phone, and they started to build up some evidence of the drug trafficking that NOB was doing. But even the state didn't know the scope of things. They might have made a couple of petty drug arrests here and there, but NOB kept expanding their operations. One night in February of 2018, G. Fredo and one of his shooters pulled up to Cameron Street in a Chrysler Pacifica. They were doing a drill. They saw one of their rivals, whose name was John Collin, chilling in front of his house. So they doubled back a second time and pulled the car in slowly. G. Fredo and his boy went stealth mode through an alley that was adjacent to John's house, and once they saw him, they started shooting. Once they dropped him, they made it back to the Chrysler and dipped. And a woman rushed over to John to see if he was okay, and as he was bleeding out, he pointed to the Chrysler and said, "That was G. Fredo," and he bled out and died. Less than 6 weeks after that murder, G. Fredo put out the song They Don't Know, where he basically recreates the murder scene of John Collin in his music video. Now, something about Fredo was he was known as the small dude with the itchy trigger finger. He would often head over to Cameron Street just looking for trouble. I heard stories of grown-ass men like OGs from the block that would see him coming and start running, which, I mean, I would too. Bullets don't discriminate with your age. You could be 19 and small with a gun, I'm running. And the rumors on the internet is that Fredo has at least 5 bodies.
Rotted, okay.
Who went by the name of Smoke, who he actually shouts out on the song called What Happened. I think the lyrics go, trying to do a kid like who? Trying to do him like Smoke. This was allegedly one of his close friends who, I guess he had to do him like that. Now, as G. Fredo is racking up kills, his music is also doing really well, especially in the city. And he and 7981 Cal started to call their rap collective HSM, which stood for Headshot Mafia. Basically,
okay, Headshot Mafia, okay.
Now, as the music was picking up speed, the Boston police were starting to tap in a little more. They actually set up surveillance at NOB territories and Cameron Street territories just to try and reduce the killings. In March of 2018, less than 2 months after the murder of John Collin, investigators were conducting surveillance near G. Fredo's place. They saw Fredo get picked up in a rented SUV, driving towards a residential neighborhood associated with Cameron Street. And the only reason for NOB members to be driving to that area was clearly they were looking to do drills, right? But they noticed they were being tailed by police, so they started to drive and swerve in a way to get them off their trail. This led to a high-speed chase where Fredo was in the back seat and tossed the guns out the window of the SUV somewhere on the highway, dipping in and out of traffic until eventually the cops pulled them over and arrested everybody. Now, a couple people got booked, but nothing too serious. And it wasn't until the summer of 2019 where the Boston police said, listen, this is getting out of control. We need bigger guns. So they called in the feds to assist in the investigation. Now, in July of 2019, a kid was headshot by an NOB member. And 2 days after he died, Fredo released the video for the song Die Homes.
Man, come on, man. I know you're trying to get your money in that, but come on, man.
Now, he was violating with this one. He was setting their ops' clothes on fire, simulating executions of Holmes' gang members, and he filmed it right on their block, right? It was super disrespectful. All while this is going on, the feds were monitoring this shit like it was The Wire. They intercepted calls between NOB members that was coded language. They were talking about eating fish, which was coded language for take out anyone you thought was Cameron Street. I'll read a bit of the transcript, right? Check this out. Even if I'm out fishing and I got my hook in the water, I'm not gonna catch that fish because I don't know what these fishes look like, bro. Now the dude on the other line goes, any fish is food. We live in the ocean. Even if you think it's friendly, you eat that fish. Just some demonic shit, right? While all this is going on, G Fredo and Cal are blowing up on SoundCloud, right? They did a music video with Polo G that summer. They did one with Mozzie in October of 2019. Now the
So
kid
they were
was
really doing their
headshot
thing.
in July of 2019. He actually had a twin brother who tried to leave Cameron Street and he tried to escape detention with NOB. They caught up to him all the way out in the suburbs of Boston, like 45 minutes away. And they did that in February of 2020. So you don't escape this. This was kind of the last straw, right? The feds had been building and building and building this case since summer of 2019. And the reason the feds were brought in was to establish what's called RICO charges. Now you probably heard of that maybe from the Treyway case with 6ix9ine where they got RICO charges. Basically, before the RICO Act was signed into law, I think by President Reagan, it was virtually impossible to prosecute the high-level mafia dons or the leaders of the gangs, right? Because they rarely ever had direct paper trail or direct evidence of them committing the crimes. It was always enforcers. So the RICO Act let the government charge everybody as a criminal organization responsible for the individual actions people inside that gang took. So if somebody commits a murder for the express purpose of moving up in the gang and elevating the criminal enterprise, everybody can be responsible for it under RICO charges. So a couple weeks ago, the feds came in, they did a huge raid in a bunch of different boroughs of Massachusetts. They swooped in and they took down 31 members of the NOB gang, including G Fredo and 7981 Cal. And as I said, literally a couple days ago, 7981 Cal released a music video for his song Rico, right? Because they knew this was coming. And looking at the indictments, they have people on bank fraud, they got people on pimping rings, they got, of course, the drug trafficking stuff from the trap houses where they were, distributing fentanyl. Of course, they got the murder charges, attempt murder charges.
Yeah.
Reading the indictments is pretty solid. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens, but when the feds come, they don't play. I think their conviction rate is 95%. So if you're a fan of 7981 Cal and G Fredo, I gotta admit, their music is fire, but they're not coming home.
They ain't. They really ain't. They really ain't. As I always say, man, big up Trap Geek, man. Seriously, like, this one was cold. I'm just gonna wrap this up quickly. I ain't gonna do too much edits or stuff like that, cause this is just like a little documentary that I wanted to watch. Yeah, man, really, G Fredo and 789 Cal, these man are on it. Like literally, G Fredo looks like such an innocent guy, you get me? But he's like one of the. It's like when you have a younger brother, yeah, who just like he's like so much energy, yeah. He wants to ride out. Like I was saying before the camera cut out. Sorry. These man, like G Fredo, he looks like the guy, yeah. Like he looks like the younger brother that has like so much energy. Like I don't get it. You get me? Like this is sad, man. These men were really on it. Obviously there are other gangs that are like, they talk this, they talk that. Like I don't really see if they're on it or not, but this one is really giving me an insight. Like these man dressed up as druggies to yeah, that's how you show commitment, bro. These man weren't no little like on the side just doing the drill thing or whatever. These men were fully in it, and they were talented, bro. They were talented. It's mad. It's sad. It's sad to see that all of them got busted the RICO. Even if you didn't do it, you're still part of it. You get me? It's mad. Talent, bro. This is what really annoys me. You got talent right there. Like, why don't you just use it, man? Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. I've been LZ.OTB with the audience. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for 350 subscribers. Try to get to 400 as soon as possible before the end of the year. I'm so tired of saying this, man. I'm really tired. Any other reaction videos you want me to, any other videos you want me to react to, man, leave it down in the comments. Let's get this video up. You know what, yeah, at this time of recording, it might be after Christmas. Let's try to get this up to 20 likes. Yeah, 20 likes. We've got 20 likes. Let's try to get this one up to 20 likes. But yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. I've been LZ.OTB with the audience. Peace and love. I'm back in the reaction video and I'm out.